Good afternoon po.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to DPWH Sorsogon 2nd District Engineering Office, Payawin, Gubat-Sorsogon. We have 3 infra projects and 2 goods scheduled for today's preview conference. Number 1, 24FL0031, Rehabilitation, Major Repair of Permanent Bridges-Tiris Bridge along Junction Gubat-Prieto Diaz Road and Rangas Bridge along Irosin-San Roque-Bulusan Lake Road, Cluster 4, I-14. And number 2, 24FL0061, Construction of Multipurpose Building, Government Hub at Barangay Poblacion Sur, Barcelona, Sorsogon. And number 3, 24FL0063, Construction of Multipurpose Building at Barangay Poblacion Sur, Barcelona, Sorsogon. Then for goods, we have 24GFL0026, supply and delivery of construction materials for use in various routine maintenance activities and emergency projects of DPWH Sorsogon 2nd DEO at Payawin Gubat Sorsogon. And 24GFL0027, supply and delivery of various signages and guardrails materials for installation of temporary safety signages at DPWH Sorsogon 2nd DEO, Payawin, Gubat, Sorsogon. Today is July 9, 2024, and present here are the following: David Diaz, BAC Chairman; Erwin S. Encinares, BAC Vice Chairman; Chloe F. Valeros, BAC Member; Leia E. Fontanares, BAC Member; Nathaniel B. Alegre, BAC Secretariat; Annabel D. Rodriguez, Representative from Maintenance Section and TWG; Glenn L. Inicio, Head of Procurement Unit; Russell Joy P. Rocha, Planning Section Representative; Jessica B. Derry, Liaison Officer of TILAS Incorporated; Chari O. Yamera, Liaison Officer of Pilang 28, Construction Incorporated; and Christian P. Austria, IT Representative. Mr. Chair, meron na po tayong quorum and meron po tayong representative from Bato.
Good afternoon po. Since the quorum is declared, this private conference is now called to order. Our agenda for today's private conference are as follows: basic contract data, eligibility criteria, documents to be submitted by the bidders, criteria and procedures for the preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification and award. Questions, comments from bidders, and replies of BAC and other representatives of procurement. Other matters. Summary of proceedings, equaling bid bulletins to be issued. To discuss to us the basic contract data for goods is Engineer Annabel Rodriguez.
Good afternoon po. For contract item for GFL 0026. Contract name: supply and delivery of construction materials for use in various routine maintenance activities and emergency projects of DPWH Sorsogon 2nd DEO. Contract location: Payawin, Gubat, Sorsogon. Brief description: emergency projects in roads and bridges, replacement of concrete pavement. Approved budget for the contract is 1,157,500 pesos. Source of fund, GAA CY 2024. Delivery period upon issuance of notice to proceed within 30 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents is 5,000 pesos. Submission of bids is on July 22 until 10 a.m. and opening of bids is on July 22, immediately after closing receipt of bids. The following are the bid data sheet for 24GFL 0026, price schedule for goods offered from within the Philippines, schedule of requirements, special condition of contracts, technical specifications proposal. All are downloadables at project website and DPWH's website. Next po is the brief description of basic contract data for 24GFL 0027. Contract name, supply and delivery of various signages and guardrails materials for installation of temporary safety signages. DPWH Sorsogon, 2nd DEO. Contract location, Gubat-Prieto, Sorsogon. Brief description, installation of safety signages within Sorsogon, 2nd DEO. Approved budget for the contract, 2,899,000 pesos. Source of fund, GAACY 2024. Delivery period, upon issuance of notice to proceed within 30 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents is 5,000 pesos. Submission of bids is on July 22 until 10 a.m. And the opening of bids is on July 22, immediately after closing receipt of bids. Next is the data sheet for 24G/0027. Price is scheduled for goods over from within the Philippines, schedule of requirements, special condition of contracts, technical specifications, proposal. All are downloadables at DPWH website and field apps.
Eligibility criteria. To be eligible to participate in the bidding of the said project, a bidder must be a duly licensed Filipino citizen for sole proprietorship. Partnerships duly organized under the laws of the Philippines and of which at least 60% of the interest belongs to the citizens of the Philippines. Corporations duly organized under the laws of the Philippines and of which at least 60% of the outstanding capital stock belongs to the citizens of the Philippines. Cooperatives duly organized under the laws of the Philippines or persons, entities forming themselves into a joint venture. Foreign bidders may participate under treaty or internal or executive agreement. Bidders must have at least 50% of the ABC, must have a single largest completed contract, at least 50% of the ABC for non-expendable items, and 25% for expendable items. Bidders must have an NFCC at least equal to the ABC. Eligibility and technical documents to be submitted by the bidders. Class A legal documents, TTI business name, registration or second registration, or CDA for cooperatives. PhilJEP certificate, certificate of registration, valid and current mayor's permit, municipal license, statement of ongoing and similar completed government and private contracts. Audited financial statement, at least 2 years po dapat, stamp received by the BIR. Income tax return of the preceding year filed and paid through BIR electronic filing and the payment system. Computation of the NFCC. Tax clearance per Executive Order 398 Series 2005. Class B documents if applicable. Yung joint venture or agreement po dapat naka-attach po yan. Bid security in a form of cash or manager's check, bank draft, bank guarantee, surety bond. Pag cash or manager's check, bank guarantee, 2%. For surety bond po, callable amount demand, 5%. Or you can use po yung bid securing declaration. Please be guided po ng GPPB Resolution number 16, 2020 sa format po ng ating bid securing declaration. Production and delivery schedule, warranty certificate, brochures of offered equipment, materials, if applicable, omnibus sworn statement. Please be guided po ulit ng ating GPPB Resolution number 16, 2020 sa format po ng ating omnibus sworn statement. Secretary certificate or board resolutions for corporations po yan. Sa financial documents naman po, kailangan submit and duly signed bid prices in the bill of quantities, breakdown, recurring and maintenance costs if applicable. Meron na po tayong manual submission of bids, wala po tayong electronic submission of bids for goods. For manual submission of bids, yan po ay sa Back Secretariat Office, DPWH Sorsogon, 2nd DO, Barangay Payawin, Gubat-Prieto, Sorsogon. For detailed evaluation of bid, a non-discretionary criterion shall be used, which shall include consideration of completeness of bids and minor arithmetical corrections. Unless the instruction to bidders specific allows a partial bids, those not providing all the required items shall be considered non-responsive. Placing no price is considered non-responsive. Specifying a CR dash means it is offered for free. For post-qualification, a non-discretionary pass or fail criterion shall be used to verify, validate, and ascertain all statements and documents submitted by the lowest calculated bid. It shall pass the legal requirements, technical requirements, and financial requirements to be declared as the lowest calculated responsive fee. To discuss naman po sa atin na basic contract data for infra is si Engineer Roque.
We have for the infra projects for contract data with contract ID 24FL0061 with contract name construction of multi-purpose building or government hub Barangay Poblacion Sur, Barcelona, Sorsogon with contract location at Barangay Poblacion Sur, Barcelona, Sorsogon. Approved budget for the contract is 69,300,000 pesos. Brief description. Construction of multi-purpose building government hub with road networks and parking area. The source of fund is the FY 2024 PAA with contract duration of 360 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents is 50,000 pesos only. Submission of bids is scheduled on July 23, 2024 until 10 a.m. and opening of bids shall proceed immediately after closing receipt of bids. Major category of work is the DPWH Shown is the sample for the bill of quantities as well as the bid data sheet. For the minimum manpower requirement for the project manager, minimum years of similar experience is 5 years, project engineer 5 years, materials engineer 3 years, safety health officer 1 year, general construction foreman 3 years, and no applicable minimum years of similar experience for skilled workers as well as laborers. Proceeding with the minimum equipment requirement. For bar counter, required number of units is 1 unit, bar bender 1 unit, cargo truck or service truck 1 unit, 1 bagger mixer 3 units, water truck or pump 1 unit, concrete vibrator 2 units, dump truck 2 units, payloader 1 unit, backhoe 1 unit, transit mixer 2 units, concrete batch plant 1 unit, concrete spreader 4 units, welding machine 1 unit, cutting outfit 4 units, plate compactor 1 unit, concrete saw 1 unit, chainsaw 1 unit, joint sealer machine 1 unit, backhoe wheel mounted 1 unit, boom truck 1 unit. Shown naman po is the sample for the special conditions of contract. We also have the cover page of the plan for the sub-project of construction of multi-purpose building government hub, Barangay Poblacion Sur, Barcelona, Sorsogon as program. We also have here is the site development plan, key map as well as the vicinity map of the plan, and the perspective as well as the floor plans. Moving on with contract ID 24FL0063 with contract name construction of multi-purpose building Barangay Poblacion Sur, Barcelona, Sorsogon. Contract location Barangay Poblacion Sur, Barcelona, Sorsogon. Approved budget for the contract is 14,850,000 pesos. Brief description. Construction of 2 units, 6.5 meters by 20 meters row house, 5 units each unit with loft. Source of fund is the FY 2024 PAA with contract duration of 240 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents is 25,000 pesos. Submission of bids is scheduled on July 23, 2024 until 10 a.m. and opening of bids shall proceed immediately after closing receipt of bids. Major category of work is the DPWH. Shown are the samples for the quantities as well as the bid data sheet. For the minimum manpower requirements, same as before po, project manager 5 years, project engineer 5 years, materials engineer 3 years, safety health officer 1 year, general construction foreman 3 years. Minimum equipment requirement, bar cutter 1 unit, bar bender 1 unit, backhoe 1 unit, dump truck 2 units, water truck or pump 1 unit, payloader 1 unit, welding machine 2 units, cutting outfit 1 unit, plate compactor 1 unit, concrete vibrator 1 unit, 1 bagger mixer 2 units, and bulldozer 1 unit. Shown is the sample naman po for the special conditions of contract. We also have the cover page of the plan po for the construction of the multi-purpose building at Barangay Poblacion Sur, Barcelona, Sorsogon. We also have the site development plan, location map, key map, as well as the perspectives, as well as the foreground. And finally, we have the basic contract data for contract ID 24FL0031 with contract name Rehabilitation Major Repair of Permanent Bridges-Tiris Bridge B00360LZ along junction Gubat-Prieto Diaz Road and Rangas Bridge B00186LZ along Irosin-San Roque-Bulusan Lake Road Cluster 14 with contract location Gubat-Prieto Sorsogon and Irosin-Sorsogon. Approved budget for the contract is 24,500,000 pesos. Brief description is application of carbon fiber sheets of box slab and girders, abutment protection works sa Gubat, and construction equipment and pier protection works in Irosin. Source of fund is the FY 2024 BRA with contract duration 154 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents is 25,000 pesos. The schedule of bids is scheduled on July 23, 2024 until 10 a.m. and opening of bids shall proceed immediately after closing receipt of bids. Major category of work is PRTCWOP. Shown is the sample po for the bid of quantities as well as the bid data sheet. All are downloadable through the DPWH website as well as the PhilJobs website. For the minimum manpower requirement, project manager, minimum years of similar experience is 5 years, project engineer 5 years, materials engineer 3 years, safety health officer 1 year, and construction foreman 3 years. For the minimum equipment requirement for the cargo truck, required number of units is 1 unit, jackhammer 1 unit, generator 1 unit, air compressor 1 unit, electric drill 2 units, dump truck 2 units, backhoe 1 unit, bar cutter 1 unit, bar bender 1 unit, 1 bagger mixer 3 units, concrete vibrator 3 units, water truck 1 unit, welding machine 1 unit, roller crane 1 unit, vibro hammer 1 unit, backhoe wheel type 1 unit, cutting outfit 1 unit, payloader 1 unit, bulldozer 1 unit, backhoe with pavement breaker 1 unit, low bed trailer truck 1 unit, and motorized road grader 1 unit. Shown po is the sample for the special conditions of contract as well as the cover page of the plan for the rehabilitation major repair of the permanent Bridges-Tiris Bridge along junction Gubat-Prieto Diaz Road as program. Shown po is the location map, DCED map as well as DCFS plan for the girders and sections detail of the CFS girder, the typical details for the girders as well as the slabs.
Submission and receipt of bids. Bids should be submitted to the back on the date, time, and either at its physical address or through online submission specified in the instruction to bidders, through its bidders' duly authorized representative in a 2-envelope system, where the eligibility and technical requirements are enclosed in one envelope and the financial requirements in another envelope. Eligibility and technical envelope and financial envelope shall then be enclosed in one single envelope. Bid validity shall be 120 calendar days from the date of the opening of bids. Each bidder shall submit one copy of the first and second components of its bid. The procuring entity may request additional hard copies or electronic copies of the bid. However, failure of the bidders to comply with the said request shall not be a ground for disqualification. The procuring entity allows the submission of bids through online submission or any other electronic means. The bidder shall submit an electronic copy of its bid, which must be digitally signed. An electronic copy that cannot be opened or is corrupted shall be considered non-responsive and thus automatically disqualified. Each envelope shall contain the name of the contract to be bid, name and address of the bidder, recipient back procuring entity, and the markings do not open before the date, time of the opening of bids. The procuring entity requires additional copies of the technical and financial documents. Each copy of the document shall also be enclosed in a separate envelopes marked as Copy 1 Technical Documents and Copy 1 Financial Documents. Both envelopes shall be enclosed in a single envelope marked Copy 1 Bid. Each envelope shall contain the name of the contract to be bid, name and address of the bidder, the recipient back procuring entity, and the markings do not open before the date, time of the opening of bids. Unsealed or unmarked bid envelopes, or in case of electronic bid submission, not in compressed archive folders, and are not password protected, are rejected. Improperly sealed and marked bid envelopes, or not properly compressed and password protected, will be accepted, provided that a bidder or its duly authorized representative shall acknowledge such condition of the bid as submitted. The back assumes no responsibility for the misplacement of the contents of the improperly sealed or marked bid or its premature opening as per Section 25.9 of the IRR. Electronic submission and receipt of bids. Meron po tayong two modes of submission of bid, either manual submission of bid or electronic submission of bid. A bidder may opt only one mode lang po sa pag-submit ng bid. For manual submission of bid, yan po ay sa Box Secretariat Office, DPWH Sorsogon, 2nd DO, Barangay Payawin, Gubat, Sorsogon. For electronic submission of bids, yan po ay sa electronic bids_sorsogon2 at dpwh.gov.ph. Guidelines through electronic means. Use a two-factor security procedure consisting of an archive format compression and password protection to ensure security, integrity, and confidentiality of the bids submitted. Allows access to a password-protected bidding documents on opening date and time. The passwords for accessing the file will be disclosed by the bidders only during the actual bid opening, which may be done in person or face-to-face through video conferencing, webcasting, or similar technology. Capable of generating an audit trail of transactions to ensure security, integrity, and authenticity of bid submissions. Bids submitted after the deadline shall not be accepted. The Box Secretariat shall notify in writing all bidders whose bids it has received through its PhilJEP's registered physical address or official email address within 7 calendar days from the date of the opening of bids. Modification of bids. Bid modifications must be submitted before the deadline of submission of bids. The bidder shall not be allowed to retrieve its original bid. However, the bidder may submit new bid equally sealed, properly identified, linked to its original bid, and marked as a modification. Withdrawal of bids. Letter of withdrawals must be received prior to the deadline for submission and receipt of bids. For bids withdrawn within the interval between the deadline and the expiration of the bid validity, the bid security shall be forfeited. For electronic bid submission, bidder shall send another bid equally secured, properly identified, and labeled as modification of the one previously submitted. The time indicated in the latest bid receipt page generated shall be the official time of submission. Requirements of bidding documents. The following documents are posted in the DPWH websites and PhilJEPs to aid our contractors in preparation of their bids. The following documents are invitation to bidders, instruction to bidders, general conditions of contract, special conditions of contract, bid datasheet, drawings, bill of quantities, and sampled forms. Eligibility criteria. To be eligible to participate in the bidding of the said projects, a bidder must be a duly licensed Filipino citizen for sole proprietorships, partnerships duly organized under the laws of the Philippines, and of which at least 60% of the interest belongs to the citizens of the Philippines, corporations duly organized under the laws of the Philippines, and of which at least 60% of the outstanding capital stock belongs to the citizens of the Philippines, cooperatives duly organized under the laws of the Philippines, or persons, entities forming themselves into a joint venture as per Section 23.4.2 of the IRR. Foreign bidders may be eligible to participate in accordance with the guidelines issued by the GPPB as per Section 23.4.2.2 of the IRR. Bidders must have a valid pickup license, must have a single largest completed contract that is similar to the contract to be bid, at least 50% of the ABC. Contractors under small a and small b categories without similar experience, provided that the cost of the contract to be bid is not more than the ARCC of registration. Bidders must have an NFCC at least equal to the ABC. Eligibility and technical documents to be submitted by the bidders. We encourage our bidders to enroll in the civil work application to facilitate the fast evaluation of their eligibility. However, if they have not yet enrolled in the CWA, these are the documents they have to submit. Class A legal documents, PhilJEP Certificate of Registration, Mayor's Permit DTI Tax Clearance. Number 2, PCAB License and Registration. Number 3, Statement of all ongoing government and private contracts. Number 4, Statement of single largest completed contract. Number 5, Computation of the NFCC. Number 6, Valid joint venture agreement if applicable. Number 7, Bid security. Number 8, Project requirements, organizational chart for the contract to be bid, list of contractors' key personnel, list of contractors' major equipment units, owned, leased, or under purchase agreement. Number 9, Omnibus Sworn Statement duly notarized as per GPPB Resolution Number 16, 2020. Eligibility requirements. All bidders shall upload and maintain in PhilJEPs a current and updated file of the following Class A eligibility documents under Section 23.1 and 24.1 of the IRR. Class A legal documents. PhilJEP Certificate of Registration, Platinum Membership, containing SEC Certificate of Registration, DTI Registration, Mayor's Permit, Business Permit, Tax Clearance, Audited Financial Statements. As per GPPB Resolution Number 15, Series 2021, lifting the suspension on the implementation of the mandatory submission of PhilJEP Certificate of Platinum Registration and Membership in competitive bidding and limited source bidding. All bidders are required to maintain a Platinum membership of PhilJEP Certificate of Registration. Class A technical documents. Statement of all ongoing contracts. Statement of single largest completed contract. Valid PCAB license, special PCAB license for joint venture agreements. Class A financial documents. Net financial contracting capacity or the NFCC. Class B, in case of joint venture, the joint venture agreement entered into parties must be attached. Legal eligibility requirements. Class A, tax clearance. As per Executive Order 398 Series of 2005, submission of BIR receipt for renewal of tax clearance will not suffice in lieu of a valid tax clearance requirement, since substitution is not allowed under Section 34.2 of the IRR. Submission of provisionary tax clearance issued by the BIR for bidding purposes is not acceptable form of tax clearance, as per GPPB Resolution Number 1, Series of 2014. Recently expired Mayor's Permit, Business Permit shall be accepted together with the official receipt as proof that the bidder has applied for renewal within the period prescribed by the LGU. However, the renewed permit shall be submitted as post-qualification requirement in accordance with Section 34.2 of the IRR. Statement of all ongoing government and private contracts. Statement of the bidder of all ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. The statement shall include all information required in the bidding documents. Statement of single largest completed contract. The single largest completed contract completed should be similar to the contract to be bid or has the same major categories of work. The single largest completed contract's value should be at least 50% of the ABC to be bid, upon adjustment of current prices using the PSA Consumer Price Indices. Contractors under small a and small b categories without similar experience on the contract may participate if the cost of the contract to be bid is not more than the ARCC of registration. The statement of single largest completed contract shall be supported by the owner's certificate of final acceptance, issued by the project owner other than the contractor, or a final rating of at least satisfactory in the constructor's performance evaluation system. In case of contracts with the private sector, an equivalent document shall be submitted. Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board PCAB license. Bidders must have a valid PCAB license or a special PCAB license for joint ventures. PCAB license should indicate the registration for the type and cost of the contract to be bid. Should be valid at the time of the deadline for the submission and opening of bids. Bid security. Bidders have the option to choose their preferred form of bid security. Only one form of bid security is required to be submitted. For cash or manager's check, bank draft, bank guarantee, or irrevocable letter of credit, 2%. For surety bond, callable upon demand, 5%, or you can use bid securing declaration. Please be guided of the GPPB Resolution Number 16, 2020 sa format ng bid securing declaration. Bid security in the form of bid securing declaration. Please be guided of the revised provision and revised penalties of the bid securing declaration as a form of bid security as per GPPB Resolution Number 16, 2020. Omnibus Sworn Statement. Revised Omnibus Sworn Statement as per GPPB Resolution Number 16 should include the following clauses. Any omission of the said clauses shall be grounds for disqualifications. The clauses should include the non-inclusion in the blacklist, authenticity of documents, verification authority, signatories authority, disclosure of relations, responsibilities of bidders, labor laws and standards, non-payment any commission, amount, fee, or any form of consideration in relation to any procurement project or activity. In case of advance payment was made or given, failure to perform or deliver any of the obligations and undertakings in the contract shall be sufficient grounds to constitute criminal liability. Second envelope, financial proposal. The second envelope shall contain bid form, summary of bid prices in the bill of quantities, detailed estimates including a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of materials, labor, and equipment, cash flow by quarter, month, and payment schedule, other documents required in the bidding documents. Please be guided of the GPPB Resolution Number 16, 2020 for the bid form. Detailed evaluation of bids. Unless the instruction to bidders specifically allows partial bids, those not providing all the required items shall be considered non-responsive. Placing no price is considered non-responsive. Specifying a zero or dash means it is offered for free. The purpose of the detailed evaluation of bids is to determine the lowest calculated bid by establishing the correct calculated prices of bids, ranking calculated total bid prices from lowest to highest. The method, a non-discretionary criterion, shall be used which shall include consideration of completeness of bids and minor arithmetical corrections. Results shall be contained in the abstract of bids. For the detailed evaluation of bid, in case of discrepancies between bid prices in figures and bid price in words, the bid price in words shall prevail. Total price per item versus the unit price for the item times the quantity, the unit price for the item times the quantity shall prevail. The stated total price versus the actual sum of prices of component items, the actual sum of prices of component items shall prevail. Unit cost in the detailed estimate versus the unit cost in the bill of quantities. The unit cost in the bill of quantities shall prevail. Reminders to all the bidders of our no-contact rule, prohibition of communication with bidders from bid evaluation until award of contract. For post-qualification, the purpose is to determine whether the lowest calculated bid complies and is responsive to all requirements and conditions as specified in the bidding documents, to be the lowest calculated responsive bid. The method, a non-discretionary pass or fail criterion which shall be used to verify, validate, and ascertain all statements and documents by the lowest calculated bid.
Additional information po regarding po sa implementation of assigning accredited contractors and consultants, project engineers. as per memorandum po dated June 14, 2024. Mag-take effect na po ang ating Department Order 156 Series 2023 and Department Order 94 Series of 2020 regarding the assignment of accredited contractors and consultants, project engineers, DPWH projects, which will start on July 1, 2024. So, nasa July na po tayo ngayon. So, for contracts exceeding 50 million, required na po na accredited project engineers, contractors, consultants, project engineers, and assemblies. This forms an integral part po ng bid documents na isusubmit nyo sa bidding starting from July 1 and onwards. So any questions po from our bidders po? May limit po, may limit. Yes po. Dapat meron pong nakasya na accreditation po sila na accreditation, certificate of registration po, accreditation. Issue po ng DPWH. Sa key personnel po. Tulad po ng ating materials engineer po, may na-attach po sila dapat na hindi expired, valid na certificate of registration as accredited materials engineer. Pero din po dapat sa project engineers natin, dapat po may nakatouch din po valid na accreditation, certificate of accreditation for project engineers. Okay na po ba? Any po comments, questions po? Wala na rin po. Hearing none, this pre-bid conference is now adjourned. Salamat po. Salamat po sa mga.